All right, how's it going, my friends? So today we're going to talk about alcohol and dating. All right, honestly, more specifically, we're going to talk about alcoholism, addiction, and relationships. Now, this topic was requested in a comment from one of our community members, so big thanks for putting out there a topic that's honestly really interesting, and that reminds me just to ask you guys, hey, leave a comment, say hi, but let me know what you want to talk about. Let me know what kind of ideas and content would help you in your sobriety journey, in your healing journey, anything and everything that can help you live that fearless, authentic, impeccable life. All right, and of course, I would love it if you considered subscribing, hit the red button below, and be sure to hit the notification bell if you do so, and set it to all. That way you don't miss any of the videos that I release every week. All right, to the best of my ability, every week. Now, I am not a dating expert per se. I'm not a relationship expert per se, but I do know a lot about relationships in terms of my own relationship with alcohol and then my former relationships and how they were impacted. I drank a lot when I dated, all right? I ultimately was afraid of being vulnerable. I was afraid of being seen truly, being heard truly. I was afraid of being rejected. I was afraid of the girl or the person not liking me or it not working out. I mean, there are so many fears associated with dating and relationships. If those ring a bell, if you understand those fears, hit that like button, because I imagine that we all struggle with the exact same fears when it comes to dating. You know, we're afraid of the rejection. We're afraid of not finding love. If we find love, we're afraid it's going to fail. We're afraid of being alone. We're afraid of not being found attractive. Maybe we're afraid of sex. Maybe we're afraid of being a bad sexual partner. All of these things that I think alcohol really helps us kind of not deal with, which then ties into alcoholism, because the reason we alcoholics or addicts use a substance of any sort to, you know, as like a solution to a deeper problem, it's ultimately ties into the fears that we have. We can't handle the fears that are associated with grief and sadness and trauma, and things that are really hard emotionally, spiritually, and even mentally to deal with. Thus, we drink alcohol. So hopefully you guys are still with me. Hit the like button if any of this is ringing a bell with you, and let me know in a comment maybe what you guys have experienced when it comes to alcohol and dating, how it's gone, what you've experienced, if it's created a problem, if it's made dating life easier. Ultimately, you know, we're all just really scared human beings, and in a perfect world, we wouldn't have things like alcohol or drugs of any sort, or cell phones or social media that would distract us from authentically and vulnerably connecting with another human being, which is what dating is all about, right? We are trying to find a mate. We're trying to find a partner. And how can we do that if we're hiding behind a glass or a drug or a cell phone? You know, we are cutting ourselves off from truly having an authentic conversation and connection with someone else by hiding behind things like alcohol. That's why I say alcohol and dating, in my opinion and in my experience, is like oil and water, because ultimately it doesn't give us what we want. It actually pushes us further away. If you ultimately want to find a partner in life, someone that you can share a journey with, someone that you can have a truly vulnerable and authentic connection with, you have to first find yourself. And I know that's woo-woo, but if you are struggling with a substance, and I'm just gonna say, you know, alcohol for us in this channel, because we talk about alcoholism, sobriety, if you're struggling with alcohol abuse, and it is getting in the way of not only you living your life, but you having an authentic connection with others, let alone maybe a partner that you can maybe have a family with someday, the only place that you can truly start in terms of dating is to date yourself. Because we drink or we do drugs, or we have an addiction because we are afraid of getting to know ourselves. We are afraid of dealing with the things that have got us to this point where we're maybe watching a video like this about how to become sober and how to become a better person and how to live that life that we all know that we want to live, right? So my advice, as corny as it is to date yourself. Get to know you. Find the books like the ones in the description below. All those books can help you learn to love yourself, which will help with the addiction, which will help with the why behind the addiction, and not just the labels like addiction or alcoholism. And when you start dealing with all of that stuff, and when you take time to not date other people and not worry about finding a relationship or what the rest of your life is going to look like if you're going to be alone or if you're not, and you focus on yourself, that work will eventually make your dating experience and the process of finding a partner, however it happens for you, more fulfilling and more authentic and more vulnerable, because you'll be able to truly get to know someone who will then get to truly know you, because you won't be hiding yourselves behind alcohol or something else that prevents you from truly connecting with each other. So there you have it. That's just my 2 cents on dating and alcohol, but more deeply, alcoholism and addiction and relationships. It's a pretty heavy topic, honestly, and if you want, I can make more videos on it because it's a really, really important conversation, because it's about relationships in general. We have a relationship with alcohol. We have a relationship with other people. What we bring to any and all relationships is always the same, because it's about how we feel about ourselves and the things that we're struggling with and the things that maybe we haven't dealt with. All right. I appreciate the comment that brought this video and topic to life. Thank you so much to that community member. Like I said, my friends, leave a comment, say hi, but most importantly, let me know what you want to talk about, because I really want to make content for you guys. It's not about what I want. It's not about me. Making stuff for you guys is also healing and therapeutic for me. So I really appreciate the engagement and the insight and the feedback and the ideas. All right. So in the comments, let me know what you want to talk about. And of course, please share this with someone if you feel like this is valuable and can help them out. And of course, I would really love it if you considered subscribing. And if you do, please just hit that notification bell and then set it to all. That way you don't miss any of the episodes that I release every single week for you, my community, my friends, my sober living partners. All right, and until I see you again, remember what I always say: be authentic, be fearless, be you, and everything else will fall into place. Thanks for your time, my friends. I really, really appreciate it. See you next week. Bye.